Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about parenting. You can consider this video as a message to parents. If you consider this as an opinion and as an advice, being a teacher. Okay, so being in teaching profession from a long time, I have come across many issues that happen between parents and students. Even I had issues with my own parents, my parents had issues with me. But at the end of the day, how you deal with them, that's the most important thing. How you are going to deal with these issues. I would like to give few points. These are not new. This is just an advice. I'm not here to hurt anyone's opinions or sentiments or beliefs. This is just my perception. This is just my experience. I'm telling you, and you are free to ignore these as well. Okay. So first of all, there are certain specifications about parenting style. Some parents, you might observe, some parents do not shout at their children. They are very loving, careful. They're also very much attracted and obsessed with their children. And then you have another group of people or parents, you can call them, are aggressive. They try to talk, shout, and discipline them in a different way. So, the first and foremost thing which I would like to say is there is no right way. You can't say that this is right or that is wrong. So, there is no right way or wrong way of doing it, whichever suits well, however it suits well to that particular uh, individual, that particular student or children. You have to go with that. So there is no right way, there is no wrong way. I'm not saying you don't have to school your children. You don't have to say you don't have to be harsh. Sometimes it all depends on the situation. It all depends on the rapport that you share with your children and how you want to conduct yourself with your children. So I would like to speak about few things which are important apart from parenting style. The first one is about food, sleep, and discipline. Food, sleep, and discipline. Children are at a young age, mostly children from 0 or 1 to age 1 to 9 or 10, they tend to listen to their parents most of the times. But as children move past 9 or 10, they have their own thoughts, they have their own opinions, they have their own specifications. That's when the problem arises between the child and the parent. So I would like to talk about these three things. Food is the most important thing, and it should be nutritious, as everybody knows that this is the time where the child is having child is about to grow. So if they have to be healthy, if they have to study well and get good grades, if they have to use their brain and the physical body well, then the most important point that you need to focus is food. The next one is sleep. Most of the children wake up very late at nights and get up early in the mornings, limiting their sleep time, which is again not good on the health and overall well-being of the child, right? And then discipline. You have to teach, you have to make child understand about discipline, because if they don't get to understand the need of discipline at that age, they would never understand it in their life, and that will create a lot of problems. That would, keep the children away from the top. Without discipline, you can't achieve anything. So you have to be talking to your children about these three things. In today's world, especially in cities, most of the parents are busy with their own works. Most of the parents are working to meet expenses. They are doing very hard struggle. They work most of the time, and when by the time they reach home, it's already late evening. They cook food, eat, and sleep. Parents don't actually spend much time with their children. Many people think that going out on weekends for a movie or a park or some places, that is not enough. That is not enough to keep the bond between the parents and the children. So every day, you need to have that connection. You need to show your love and affection towards your children, and also taking care of sleep, food, and discipline. If many times parents complain that my child is going to so and so school, a good reputed school, but he's not disciplined, I don't know what the teachers are doing. I agree that there is a role of teacher also, but the first role is with the parents. Though they spend most of the time in school is all about education. The teacher will be teaching, the students will be listening. There is no real connection about basic aspects in school. It is the parents' job to teach, understand the problems of the children. They have to teach the importance of discipline, food, and sleep. Most of the parents don't even spend time with their children. I'm not saying everyone, but there is no time in cities, and in most of the cities parents are working. If you are spending time with your children, then you are the best parents, I can say. Right? And the other problem usually comes up between parents and children is punishment. Fathers, sometimes mothers, sometimes parents do get aggressive and they punish their children. That's not going to work for a long time. Over a period of time, the child will get accustomed to the punishment, and it creates that negative sense in his mind. He would become violent in his future because he has seen that punishment in his early childhood. It is not a right way to practice. So instead of punishment, you can praise your child, you can tell them what is right, what is wrong. You can tell them what happens if you do wrong, what happens if you do right. You can praise your children for all the good things that they are doing. Okay, that would be a better way than punishment. Of course, punishments do work for some time, maybe temporarily, but over the long run, it doesn't work. So it's again a better choice. I would prefer not to give any sort of hard punishments, because that will have a lot of effect on their minds. Okay, the next thing is parents as friends. Many parents don't understand this concept. If you are friendly to your children, they would tell you each and everything. They would share good and bad things that they have done, and that is actually a better way to tell your child what is right and what is wrong. It gives you a better chance at educating your child. So never shy away if your child is friendly, if your child is talking everything. Encourage them to speak more. Keep loving them, have that fair conversation, and make sure that you are that friendly to your child so that he can say everything to you. Most of the problems get solved if parents are friendly to their children. Okay, the next thing is moral values. Teach them the importance of parents, teach them the importance of teachers, elders, friends, value of education, everything. Moral values are lacking in present generation. Very few, very few have the understanding of moral values. The children are very different when they are with their friends. They are not the same uh, when they are at home. At home, you might feel that your child is very calm, disciplined, quiet, and he respects everyone. That is not the same with the child. A child is different outside of home. A child is very different with his friends, is different in school. So he has multi uh, phases when it comes to younger children. So you have to induce moral values to keep them at check. They should be, the moral value should be in such a way that the child should be self-realizing that he is doing wrong. He should try to correct himself. Over a period of time, he would become a good child. The next one I'm going to talk about is academic pressure. Many parents compare the results of one child with another. Brother sister comparison, brother brother comparison, friends comparing with friends. That is all wrong phenomenon. Every child is wired differently. Every child has his own thoughts, his own abilities, his own weaknesses. So it is unfair to compare with different or other children. Instead, what you can do is focus on the weaknesses of your child, work on those weaknesses, and ask the child to compete with himself. He has to be better every day. If that type of upbringing is followed, child would feel more relaxed, comfortable, and he would do really well compared to the peer pressure or peer comparison. Okay. The next is technology, use of phones, tablets, laptops, internet, Wi-Fi, and so on. Most of the times, children spend unnecessarily using phones, playing games, watching videos, and there is a good chance of exposing your children to the content which he should not. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. So a child is of a particular age. He is not mature enough to realize what is right or wrong in the world. But when you have this technology, the positives and negatives of the world are brought to him directly. So make sure that you have constant check on what your child is doing. I completely understand the use of technology. Nowadays, the education has become uh, technical education. Education without technology is incomplete. I agree with that. But again, a parent should always be clear on what the child should do and what the child should not, how much time he needs to spend, what he needs to look for, and make sure that all these technology is controlling the behavior of the child, and it is not showing or putting those negative things in the mind of the child. Okay, it's the role of the parent to take care of that. And one more point which is again very important is time management. Children often lack time management. Time management should be taught both in school and at home. I'm sure teachers do teach that in school because they follow a regular time for almost every class, session, exam. At home also, parents should follow this time management. They should teach the importance of time. They should teach the role of time in a student's life, and you should also be able to complete tasks within specified time. It's a part of discipline. If you can teach these, you would be disciplined automatically. The last one is self-care. A child at the age of 10 or 9 should be able to have maybe like after 8 years or 7 to 8 years, he would realize and do most of the self-care. Go agree with it, give them a chance to care for themselves. As their understanding grows, they try to do things on their own. They don't like to follow the advice of parents. Sometimes they don't like to follow the advice of elders. There is nothing wrong with that. Don't force them to follow your advice, but tell them that if the child wants to follow his own um, thoughts or opinions, then there are consequences. If it is good, and if the child has made a good selection, well and good. But if child is not able to judge, the child should know that if he is not doing it at its best, it's better to choose the opinion of the parents. Self care is important, but again, teach them, make them understand both positives and negatives of self-care. I hope I'm making this video too long. This is just some of the advice which I felt that parents should understand, and it will help in easy parenting. Okay, I'll come up with another video soon. Keep watching my YouTube channel. Thank you.